Remember the Hormuz deal? I told you Iran said was on the verge of happening. Today, Iran hit another oil tanker in that exact waterway while still publicly claiming a deal is close. This is the same story I covered before, but it just took a serious turn. Let's get into it. So here's the news. The UAE says Iran struck a tanker belonging to the ADNOC, the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, one of the largest oil companies in the world, with a missile while it was transiting the Strait of Hormuz. No casualties this time, according to the UAE Foreign Ministry. The UAE didn't hold back in its response, calling it a hostile Iranian strike and explicitly labeling it an act of piracy by Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, saying it violates a UN Security Council resolution protecting freedom of navigation. And here's the context that makes this so alarming. This is not an isolated incident. ADNOC itself put out a statement just the day before saying 15 of its vessels have now been attacked in the Strait of Hormuz since this war began, including 3 vessels in the past week alone. Zoom out further and the toll gets worse. Across the border conflict, ADNOC has reported one crew member killed and 20 injured from these attacks. Back in July, 2 UAE supertankers, the Mombasa and the Al Bahia, were hit by Iranian cruise missiles in a single incident, killing an Indian crew member and leaving several others missing at sea. Today's strikes isn't a new development. It's a continuation of pattern that's been building for months, hitting real ships with real sailors on board. So now here's the part that should really catch your attention. This strike happened at the same time Iran is publicly saying a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz is closed. Iran has an effective blockade in place and wants to charge ships for passage, something the US strongly opposes. And it is been negotiating with Oman over how the strait gets managed going forward. That contradiction is the real story here. You don't typically see a country escalating attacks on commercial shipping in the same waterway it claims it's about to reach an agreement over, unless the strikes are themselves a form of pressure in the negotiation. And there's another wrinkle. Iranian officials reportedly warned Saudi Arabia that its brand new defense pact with Turkey and Pakistan won't guarantee the kingdom's security, which tells you Iran is sending signals on multiple fronts at once. On the US side, the Trump administration announced its eighth round of Iran related sanctions just yesterday, targeting Iran's banking system and companies accused of laundering hundreds of millions of dollars, while diplomats are simultaneously racing to actually lock in a Hormuz deal. And remember why this matters to your wallet. If you saw my earlier video, this exact kind of incident is what keeps oil markets jumpy. Every tanker strikes is a fresh reminder to global markets that even a close deal doesn't mean the shipping lane is actually safe yet. So the Hormuz story isn't cooling down, it's escalating even as both sides talk about being close to a deal. I will keep tracking every strike and every negotiating update. Subscribe if you are following this story with me and let me know in the comments. Do you think this deal actually happens or does the pattern just repeat? See you in the next video.